Morning. Today's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. And, all right, so yesterday we continued our little ramp up. Nice little move up. I don't know, and I don't remember, and I didn't review, so I don't know if I had this gold box. I had two gold boxes up here, potential areas, and they were basically from this point here, from Fed Day, the 61.8 and potential targets. We can see we hit that and we actually exceeded that. So I don't know what to make of that yet. I saw that, I was looking at it this morning and said, do I like that or not? And I don't know if I like it. Meaning that we exceeded and closed above the 61.8. And if I say, okay, let's take it one step further and take it up here from CPI, it came up to the 38.2 and rejected, but it still exceeded and closed the hour candle above it, which for me indicates more upside, meaning that we'll come up to the 50% of the 61.8. So, or in this case, if I go from here, meaning that we'll come up to the 78.6 up here. So I'm trying to deal with that now in my mind. I don't know how I'm leaning yet. Yeah, all I can do is worry about today. So, where are we at today? You can see I had a trend line up this way. We've crossed down below that. Let me get rid of this gold box now. And let's just concentrate on today. So we have the central pivot area, which we're challenging now, the pivot point. So the central pivot area, the lower range is 37.47, the top is 37.84, and the pivot point is right around 37.66, give or take. Okay, we also have in here a support area from 37.69 to 37.53, which is kind of what we were bouncing around when I started putting all these blocks and lines and everything on. And I was thinking, okay, we're at the support area. Let's see how long it takes to enter that. But in the meantime, we had ADP, employment change, and it was actual was 208,000 versus a forecast of 200,000. The previous was 132,000. So while it's more than the previous month, it's not as much as they forecasted, or it was a little bit more than they forecasted. So my thinking was, the Fed isn't going to like that because it's not a drastic increase. It's a small increase. And it could be, getting close to the time change and things like that. So, because most of the lost jobs, it looks like, were trade and transportation utilities for whatever reason. So, anyway, we'll let the smarter people figure that stuff out. At any rate, so we're at the pivot point now. If we lose that, and we drop below to this lower section at 37.47, well, you got to believe the short is on. Okay, so where could be some areas we could go to besides my targets, right? Because the targets are pretty solid. Hopefully you guys use them. Let's just start with target 1, 37.37. Target 2, 37.69, and target 3 is 36.81. But if I say, okay, we came from the below, go up to the high. I do have tick strike on, so you might hear that in the background. And that's the sound of selling. Okay, so let me turn that off for a few seconds. I like to listen to it. Okay, so where could we go? Okay, the first location is 37.53. Okay, we lose that, then it's on. Okay, we're going to come down to 37.18, more than likely. High probability is what I'm thinking. So we lose that, and then we come down to 36.90. And then the next point would be 36.62. And this is the way I play it. Usually I play from location to location. So you can almost say this is trade 1 from the 23.6 to the 38.2. This is trade 2, and this is trade 3. And futures, that's the way I trade it. Okay, I'll take profit along as we go. If I'm playing SPY, then I will say, okay, we're going to lose this. Now, granted, when we come down and we hit this and we drop below, they know people are going to go short. So they're probably going to pitch it back up here. I would not be surprised to come back up to the CPR or close to it, or the pivot point, and then drop before we drop down further. So just something to keep in mind. We might even then come back up and hit this trend line. You know what I would do then is I would put my Fibonacci retracements on this point and say, okay, there's my 23.6. I know it gets a little messy here, but I would put that and then say, okay, we can go up to the 57 or the 50%, which right now is around 37.80, which is right around the 11.8%. And the reason why I like this area, it's a 50% between zero line and the 23.6. So you can see, look at that. We came right up to it, bounce around. It's a good number. I think you should put it on your Fibonacci retracements. I would, because a lot of times we'll come down to the 23.6, come back up to the 50 before dropping back down. Just throwing it out there. Okay, so that's kind of my game plan this morning. That's exactly my game plan. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, do we have upside targets? Well, of course we do. Okay, so now, if we exceed the zero line, which is 38.08, then I got to go long. Okay? And do I know which way the market's going to go? No, I don't. All I do is put in plays that say, okay, if this happens, then that, right? I'm going to do this or that. So if, one could say, well, if we cross this trend line right here, you could probably go long. Yep, you could. Okay, I might even wait till we get above 3,800 and then go long. Okay, so our first resistance area is 38.37 to 38.53. So again, just like this support area, we would come up and just like yesterday, do a little jig in here, Okay, so first target, I don't know why these don't line up, somewhere around 37.71. Target 2, 39.08, and target 3, 39.26. So that's a pretty good go if we make it up to target 1. Man, that's my guess is if we bust out through 3,800, probably 38.37 is probably be a good day's work. Okay, so that's my game plan. Hopefully that helps. And we'll look at SPY now. There's SPY. And oh, man, wait a minute. John, what did you talk about yesterday? Oh, and 2 days ago. Where would we go? Oh, man, what is that? 377.55? Huh. How did you do that? Okay, so there's the game plan. Now we're reversing, and we're going to be at 374.32, right around here. Okay, so what I would look for is hopefully we keep on coming down, right? And my target now has to be 352. This little green box. Now, my guess is, since this is something 200-day, I'm not sure what that is. At any rate, here, let's look at it real quick just so I know. Standard deviation channel. Oh, so that's a standard deviation channel. Probably 2 standard deviations, I'm guessing. Might come down and bounce off that, but I would put a target between somewhere around 356 and 350, right? Okay, so there's SPY. I like it when I'm right. Okay, Apple. Here's Apple. Wow, just almost like you said. Came up into that box, rode around for a day or two, and now we're dropping. Right? Okay. Well, so where's my target on 4? Oh, I don't have one yet. So my target is still 135 area. 135, 125. It'll be something like that. I'm already in Apple puts. Like I said yesterday, I told you I'd take them. I actually have the 140s, and I will also be playing out 2 weeks of the 140s. And do I care that I didn't get in yesterday at the 2 weeks 140? No, I don't care, because I'm pretty comfortable where we're going. I hope anyway. Nothing's for certain, so I won't buy a lot of them. I'll just buy a couple of them. All right, that's all I got. Have a great day, and hopefully everything's green.